one likes it when a show gets cancelled against its creators' wishes. Some shows, however, are lucky enough to get some time to wrap up the story before the series goes off the air. One of those shows was The Owl House, and even through the unfortunate circumstance of getting cancelled, they handled it well in terms of production and made the absolute most of the runtime they had left. First off, there were a few clever meta-references to the fact that the show had been cancelled within the show itself. One takes the form of Luce commenting on how she and the other characters don't have time for 20 more adventures, which is actually the approximate number of episodes in the first 2 full seasons. In another, when King comes up with a game called Owl House, Amity says, "The memories last a lifetime." In yet another, when the Clawthorne sisters mention their time playing Grudgeby while they were attending Hexside, Luce responds, "That's a spin-off I'd watch." Finally, in the same way that the first letter of each episode title for Season 1 and 2 spelled out a message, the first word in the titles of the 3 specials making up the 3rd and final season read together as, "Thanks for watching." The remainder of the show also proudly shows off what is likely one of the major reasons it was cancelled by the network, its open display of LGBTQ+ characters and themes. A brief moment of particularly intricate animation is devoted to the scene in which Luce and Amity kiss for the first time. Episode 1 of the final season features a scene where Luce comes out as bi to her mother Camila, which shows off the bi flag. Luce can also be seen wearing a pin that features the colors of the bi flag. In the very final episode, multiple queer couples are shown kissing. The really impressive part, however, is the way that the crew took full advantage of the time they were given to wrap up the series. From what I could gather, the cancellation happened in the middle of the 2nd season, and series creator Dana Terrace was able to negotiate for the equivalent of half a regular season's runtime for the 3rd and final season, which was then agreed to be shown as longer special episodes. The second half of the 2nd season was when the references to the show being cancelled started to appear. Around this time, a character was introduced that Dana had originally wanted to appear at a later point in the series, that being the Collector, but he is seamlessly integrated into the overall plot. The 2nd season eventually wrapped up in a way that was consistent with the tension that had been building since the start of that season, probably the way that it was originally intended before the writers learned of the cancellation. It was with Season 3 that they would have limited time to wrap up not only the plot that had begun in Season 2, but the story of the entire series. However, if I hadn't known that the series had this time limit when I first watched Season 3, I wouldn't have ever guessed it. That's just how well it was executed. There was never a dull moment in the story, and I was enthralled through every minute of it, every single one having been well spent. The show's gorgeous art style, quality animation, masterful writing, engaging story, thoughtful character development, and so much more were all on full display throughout all 3 of the specials that concluded the series. All of the central pre-existing story elements were able to come to a head and be concluded in the most satisfying way. The final 3 episodes of The Owl House, the very last one especially, were what ultimately made me decide that The Owl House was my single favorite series of all time, just barely beating out the previous one, Gravity Falls. I absolutely adored the world it created from the very start. There was much more that we all wanted to see of it and learn about, but sadly won't, at least as part of the main series' initial run. I'm still thankful that the show even got the chance to complete the story, as many cancelled series are never given that privilege. I'm glad it even got to be made in the first place. I will never take anything that the Owl House was able to bring to life on screen for granted, and it will always hold a very special place in my heart, as it will for countless other fans of the show. The way the series ending was handled is really just a testament to human beings' ability to take unfortunate circumstances and make something wonderful out of them or despite them. Even if it wasn't the exact ending that Dana wanted, it was a good ending nonetheless. I think I'll just finish off by saying that although I will always be upset about the series' unfair fate, my love and appreciation for it is so much greater, and nothing could ever take that away. So what did you think of the Owl House and the way the series ended? Let me know in the comments. Just as the Owl House crew thanked us for watching the series, I thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing, as I have a lot more to say on a lot more different pieces of media. I hope you have a great day, and until next time, bye!